It's a beautiful morning to you, video viewers, and welcome to ACNNTV. This is Now Streaming, your favorite morning talk show, where we discuss trending news and have those conversations on topics that affect our daily lives. I'm Korede Akitunde, and I have with me in the studio this morning, Venerable Joseph Onuaya JP. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Venerable Joseph Onuaya is the chaplain to the National Assembly and the Director of Civic and Political Affairs for the Church of Nigeria, Anglican Communion. And also in the studio is Sir Engineer Uche Okole. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Engineer Uche Okole is a Knight of the Anglican Communion and also a politician. You are both welcome. And 2022 is a crucial year in Nigeria as it's a pre-election year. Looking at the lifestyle of our leaders in politics, one tends to ask if there are Christians in politics, if we have people who believe and trust God in politics, if we have people who care for their constituents. Viewers, with this, we welcome you to this discussion segment where we shall be discussing the topic representing Jesus Christ in politics. And still with me in the studio is Venerable Joseph Onuaya and Engineer Uche Okole. Thank you for your thoughts this morning, sir. Looking at our politics, how is it possible? Let me start from Engineer Okole. How is it possible to realistically represent Jesus Christ in politics?
Well, this is one topic I have had to discuss with the Venerable and a few of our church leaders who I am close to. Yes, you see, everything we do, rise and fall on the altar of politics. If the church says the church is not interested in politics, policies resulting from political decisions will affect the church one way or the other. I mean, a case in point is just recently when, as a policy of government, there was a total lockdown in the country. We're not going to church. That affected everybody. Now, the reason why this topic is very germane at this point is we're approaching another election cycle. We need people with the fear of God in politics. Yes, the argument is that politics is not a game of morality. But again, we need people with the fear of God. We need Christians to go into politics. That way, the aggregates of the decisions that will come out of such political gathering will have a semblance of the fear of God. When I say aggregate, I mean, I take the parliament, the legislature, which I seem to have a fairly good understanding of how it works. We have 360 members in the House of Reps and 109 in the Senate. If you, out of the 360, if the number of Christians begin to go up, you can be sure that somehow, whether the person does it consciously or unconsciously, because you're going there with the fear of God, it will guide your decisions. It will guide the motions you want to sponsor. It will guide the bills. It will guide you in even doing the oversight. That is the constitutionally assigned role of the National Assembly. You oversight the executive. I give you an example. Some policies of government which are considered anti-people, given our harsh reality. You've read a lot of reactions from people who will remove fuel subsidy and replace it with transport
subsidy,
stipends to families. We will increase this tax, will increase that tax. Now, the question is this. In our present circumstance, is this the best thing to do to ameliorate the sufferings people are going through? we know when prices of things go up, it hardly ever comes down.
Yeah.
When you remove subsidy at this point in time, I think this thing ought to have been done like 4 or 5 years ago, when things were not this bad.
Yes, yeah.
When there are certain decisions of government, you expect that the parliament will rise. You expect the National Assembly will rise up and say, no, this shouldn't work. That can only happen when you have people with the fear of God. And I like to emphasize more on this with fear of God, because when you do things with the fear of God, it's all encompassing. It will make you a bit more compassionate. It will make you a bit more responsive to the realities as it faces people. It will make you to ponder. It will make you less selfish in your decisions. That's what the fear of God does for each and every one of us. It is in our best interest as a church to have a lot more Christians in the politics.
Okay, so let me go back to variable. Are there really Christian politicians or Christians in politics?
Can you permit me to start from the first question to our brother? How is it possible realistically for one to represent Christ in politics?
Yes.
I can tell you, one of the defining principles of a true Christian is consistency. A Christian should be consistent wherever he finds himself. So, it is possible for true Christians to represent Christ in politics. I remember my brother was talking, I remembered a book that was written by one Mr. Vincent. I think Agagome or something like that, a Benin man who wrote Christians in Business. And the book was telling you that it is possible to be a Christian and also succeed in the business world. So it's possible for you to be a Christian and succeed in politics. A Christian is supposed to be consistent. The question is, are you born again? Before you went there, are you born again? I want to thank God for, I always call my senator his principal, Senator Mao Nwamboa, whom it happened that he was his personal assistant. In the National Assembly for some years. Now, that is one person that when he got to that very place, I saw that he was ready to maintain his stand as a believer. He was who he is. Even when it comes to our fellowship in the National Assembly, he can bear me witness. That is a man that if he missed the fellowship for prayer, we know that he's not in town. And after the fellowship, he was the one who suggested to me that we should move our, if you recall, move our fellowship from Wednesday afternoon to Tuesday morning. I said, why? He said, since Tuesday is the first legislative day in the National Assembly, let us use prayer and the Word of God to commence the legislative week. And that was how we moved it to Tuesday morning. And when we finish on that Tuesday fellowship, he would tell me, can you follow me up to the room to pray with me before I go to the chambers? Why will such a person not succeed? But there are many people there, including even people representing my area who are supposed to be my brothers, that I have visited from 2011 till we are in 2022 now. They have not stepped into fellowship one day. They keep promising, I will come, I will be there one day. How will such a person not compromise himself? What that one means is that person was not really born again. He's not a Christian before he got into that
because that takes me to the third question. What is the difference between Christians who are politicians?
Yeah, that's why I say let's start from that.
And politicians who are born to be Christians.
Christians who are politicians are born again, children of God, who are now in the political arena and they are ready to bring to bear the Christian principle in governance, irrespective of what is going to cost them. Do you know why many of our politicians compromise? Majority of them compromise because of second-term agenda. They leave what they're supposed to do. Now they're afraid to do it. So just to be in the good books of the people. So that
of the people who wants to bring them back, not the people who they are supposed to serve.
They want to be in the good book of those
the powers that be.
The powers that be. And so they'll be doing the wrong thing. They are not able to challenge error and evil when they're supposed to do it. Those are the ones that are Christians in politics. They are the true believers who are ready. They don't care what to do. They even believe strongly that God owns tomorrow. It's God that gives power. It's God that brings, raises people. So they are ready to stand. If you have to threaten their life, they are ready to maintain their stand and do the right thing. Whereas politicians, what do you call those ones? The first one is Christians
in politics. But the ones who happens to be Christians, politicians who happen to be Christians.
These are people that are bearing Mr. Peter, Mr. John, Brother Joseph, Honorable
James,
Honorable Matthew. They are just bearing the name, but they are not even Christian. They are not born again. They are still humanizers. They are drunkards. And they do all sorts of things that are against Christian principle. But when they are there, they bear all those names. They tell you, even if they have to swear, they use the copy of the Bible to swear. They don't even believe in it. They just swear and swear for the sake of swearing, and they swear falsely. They are just there and just using that name because at least Nigeria Constitution requires that you have to swear an oath by
any of the holy books.
With any of the holy books. It's either you swear with Bible or you swear with the Quran. So if they don't want to swear with the Quran, they swear with the Bible. So they are not there to represent Christ. They are not there to represent the Christendom. They have no Christian principle. They are not practicing any Christian principle. So bringing it to bear over there is just not
engineer,
expected.
what can the church be doing?
Well, I'm glad this topic, you asked this question because I had noted it down. I would note it down. You see, the church. And when I say the church, I'm an Anglican. So when I say the church, I am referring to the Anglican community.
And he's one of the elders of the church.
Yes, I speak as a knight of the church. And I say it without mincing words. Our church is not doing enough. I've raised it with him. Again, I've discussed it with our church, some of our bishops and archbishops. Our church is not doing enough.
He's talking of the church generally.
And not the Anglican
church. No, I'm bringing it home.
Okay.
I'm bringing it home.
Okay.
Yes, I can't speak for the Methodists. I can't speak for the Presbyterian. I'm an Anglican, so I'll speak as an Anglican. Then we can now
generalize.
take it out from there. Our church, the Anglican church, is not doing enough.
Okay.
It's not proper to sit back and wait. Uche will run for office. By the time Uche wins, then I remember that, okay, Uche is an Anglican. Let's invite him when there are programs. Let's invite him when we have need. But when he started his quest for political office, the church was hardly there. There's nothing wrong with, I'm a member of my local church, for instance, or my bishop. I'm running for office. I expect that the church prays for me, if for nothing else. Because the biggest support you can give to anybody is that prayer. A lot of things happen out there. You'll be on the road. We've been on the road up until 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Campaigning. You go through rough terrain. Your church is hardly there for you. I'm speaking from experience. I'm not talking hearsay. Now, it is not out of place for every Sunday, your local church makes it a prayer point. This our brother, this our sister who is running for office, irrespective of political affiliation, you are first of all a member of the church. The church prays for you, specifically mention your name. It gives you this feeling of family. It makes you understand that, okay, I am part of this family. It is not out of place for your bishop to call you and pray with you. Our bishops are busy, granted, but they are not too busy to call you when they need you. So why not they also reach out to the politician at the point of their need? Running for election is one of the most difficult things to embark on. Extremely difficult. You need the special grace of God to go through it and come out victorious. The church needs to get more involved in the political life and aspirations of its members. I'm not saying come and join us in our campaign trail. I'm not saying come and give us money. If you give us money, we will take. I'm not saying come and put my poster or put my banner in the church. No. Pray for us as we go on this thing. That way you have invested in my project. That way I'll remain indebted to the church. Not just as a member, I'm indebted because the church has become a critical stakeholder in my project. The church has shown interest, the church has shown love. Well, for us who come rain, come shine, we're Anglicans and we are very proud of it. I'm a proud Anglican, I say it everywhere I go. I expect my church to do more. But whether that happens or not, I remain a committed Anglican. The church should do more for our members who are in politics.
Can I come in quickly because he's talking about the church and I represent the church, a particular Anglican communion, even in the studio right now.
Yes.
So I thank God he is not saying the church is not doing anything. It's only asking for more. You know, politicians are like Oliver Twist. And they will always ask for more. Uche will know my experience in the National Assembly and the effort we have made to pray, to support our politicians. And in fact, that chaplaincy was created because after praying, supporting our people during election time in 2011, during the general election, the Prime Minister said, having supported these people, pray for them to go in there, and God has heard their prayer. We should not abandon them. Let's still be around them to pray for them, to encourage them, and all that. So the church, what I'm trying to say is that the church is doing something. In the last election, governorship election in Anambra, I know of an Anglican who decided to run, and he happened to worship occasionally in my church in Abuja. He was called out by us. The congregation all prayed for him, not only just for success.
Reverend Okonkwo.
Yeah, Reverend Godwin Okonkwo. Not only just for this thing to win, but for security, for protection, for God's wisdom and divine guidance. So the church is doing something, but the truth is that
maybe we need to do more.
The truth is, okay, let me round up with this.
Yeah.
I can give you an example so that we don't just put the blame on the church. The truth is that some of our worshippers who have gone into politics are not really true worshippers. What do you make of a politician, currently serving in the National Assembly now, who gave me his form, express of interest form? I said, I know if you pray over this for me, God will honor it. And I did. I followed him up in prayer and everything throughout. But from the day he won and was sworn in, he is there. I have visited him times without number. He has never returned my call one day. Yeah, I dropped my compliment. He has never returned it. And you will also bear me witness that from 2011 till today, that is almost going to 12 years now. I have never gone to any politician, any Anglican member, whether senator or House of Rep member, to ask for 1 naira, either for myself or for the Diocese of Abuja or for the Church of Nigeria. That used to be their excuse that when the priests are coming, they are coming to ask for something. I made it a principle that I will never go to them to ask for anything, so that will not push them away, make them to. But yet, To get these people is a problem, and you will bear me witness. we have been there together.
Yes,
We have
yes,
the same
of course.
He was always in the fellowship.
Yes.
That is why, as he's aspiring to go into politics full blown now, I'll be praying for him. He can testify of that. Am I not praying for you? So
I think for me, do we have all these big church events where, okay, we have a caller from Taraba. Good morning, Mr. LIVINUS.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the show this morning.
Yeah.
It is very interesting that you are talking about Christian in politics. My contribution is that the truth is there is no Christian presently in politics. We have sincere Muslims in politics who are playing their roles as Muslim, but we don't have a single Christian in politics. If you hear the conversation of the gentlemen with you, they are talking about Anglican. They are not representing Christians. So we have to take away those segregation and talk about representing Christ entirely. And the second thing I want to talk about the church is that the church should be able to raise a sincere person. Not until the person brought out his interest, I want to go for politics. The Bible said, ordain elders. You can be able to raise as a church and ordain somebody and say, we know you can represent us in so place and sponsor him. That person will be indebted to the church. Remember, Isaiah told us that the government shall rise upon his shoulder. So we are supposed to bring people that can be reliable, not politicians. We need to bring people with the fear of God. I have many things to say, but this is a few I have.
Thank you.
The conversation you people are having now, you are just representing Anglican and not the church.
Let me quickly correct that. Let me correct that impression.
Yes.
You are the one trying to maybe draw that line of demarcation. The truth is that charity begins at home.
Yeah.
When my brother started, he said, let him speak more
yeah,
from Anglican because he is an Anglican.
Yes.
It's what you know you will talk about. I'm not the type who want to draw a line between Anglican, Catholic, Methodist, Presbyterian, Pentecostal churches, in quote, white garment churches. We are the same Christian. When I was talking about being born again, was I talking about Anglican being born again? When I was talking about many of the people we are dealing with there in the National Assembly, they are not true Christians. Was I saying they are not true Anglicans? So I don't know where my brother is.
And I think for him to also say that there is no single Christian in politics.
That's another thing I said I was going to correct.
Yeah.
He is not a politician, and maybe he's not even close to politicians.
Yeah.
To say that is what they call sweeping generalization.
Yeah.
I was just talking about one particular person,
yeah.
just now, Senator Mao Huamboa. When he was in the National Assembly, he distinguished himself. Even when they are going to the floor, there is a sensitive matter. Sometimes Senator Mao Huamboa can call me at midnight to say, this issue will be discussed tomorrow. Please pray for me. I need courage to stand as a Christian.
Take a stand.
And take a stand. The pressure there is just too much. So this is not about Anglicanism.
Yeah.
But if I'm an Anglican priest, I will share Anglican experience when I'm speaking. Yeah. If it's an elder, a knight in Anglican church, he will talk from what he knows.
That tomorrow when we bring a Methodist on this show, he will also talk
to share the experience they are going through. That does not mean that we are not representing Christian, we are representing Anglican communion. No.
You see, that's why when I spoke at the beginning, I said, I used the word the fear of God.
Yeah.
The fear of God
is not denominational.
It's not denominational. That's correct. Thank you for that. The fear of God is not denominational.
When I was talking about consistency being one of the major principles,
consistency is not denominational.
So if you have the fear of God, you see when people talk like this, sometimes I just drop this. I say, look, by the time you print a poster for political office, come and let's have a conversation. You see, it's very easy to stay out there and make
I even believe that the way Brother
condemnation.
LIVINUS spoke, these are the kind of people that made the church to make mistake. These are the kind of people that said, no, politics is a dirty something.
game.
Christians should not
not
go
go.
there. You see, when people speak out, no, we are not yet. I quite appreciate LIVINUS for calling in and expressing his mind, but he was too categorical and
we need to
judgmental
understand the
in his
dynamics
approach.
of politics. You need to, if you understand the dynamics of politics and the pressure that comes with
That
it.
comes with it.
You see, you are not a politician because you said you are a politician. There are a lot of things that goes with it. You have to belong to a political party.
Yeah.
And in that political party, you have leaders, you have elders. Now, you are one person. That could be, you could be the only dissenting voice in a hall of 100 people. How
And
do
we are
you
in
begin?
democracy.
Exactly. How do
Where
you,
majority
when
will
majority will always. That's
carry
why I
the
said
day.
we need more people getting involved. We need people like LIVINUS to take up the courage. Again, I use the word courage.
Yeah.
Because it takes a lot of courage to come in and say, okay, look, I'm going into this thing. I will not compromise. The fear of God will continue to guide me. But you need that courage to step forth. So it's most uncharitable to say there are no Christians.
There are no Christians.
Because you don't know what struggle they go through.
Okay, thank you very much. I think this is where we just drop it. This is a continuous discussion, and we're going to be doing more of this as we approach the election year, because I think the church also needs to start doing something in ensuring that righteousness is enthroned in 2023.
Yeah, and maybe to add to that, this is the time to begin to prepare for 2023. Registration
People should,
is
yes.
going on all over the country.
Yeah.
People who have no PVC or who are not registered should please
Should go and do
register.
that.
If you are not a member of any political party, don't just sit down doing nothing. Be a member, a card-carrying member of a political party, and begin to warm up. Be part of the people that we choose who will be our next leader in 2023. Don't wait till election month before you start running head-to-skelter.
Yeah, I think
take
I think that's very key. We need, first of all, go out there, register, get your PVC. Like you did say, get involved in political process. Be members of. The most critical aspect of our democracy is the nomination process.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you are not a member of
A political
PDP,
party.
you cannot have a say in who becomes the candidate of PDP. Let's get involved. Let's be members of different political parties so we can decide. I'll be part of those who will decide who becomes the candidate. That is where it starts. If we have 10 political parties going in an election, and all of them are bad people in quotes, the chances are that we will have one bad person as our leader. But if we have 10 political parties running for office and we have 6-7 good people, chances are that it must be a good person. So that we must get involved at that level of deciding who gets
the ticket.
Who gets the ticket. And again, let the church in Nigeria continue to play its role in politics.
And not move away from
No. Don't be partisan, but be actively involved in politics.
All right. Like we said, we'll continue to debate on this, because there's a video we even discuss about. That's the video of the bishop theologian, Professor Shaju, and that of the response by Baba Kumui on the issue of the church getting involved in this. But we put a stop to it here. Okay, thank you both for coming, Venerable Joseph Unaya and Engineer Uche Okoli.
Thank you.
Thank you,
for
sir.
having always.
And so, viewers, this is where we put a stop to it. Till we meet again tomorrow. Stay blessed.